I actually contemplated bringing this up in my last video recapping last night's Stanley Cup playoff action, but it wouldn't have been right. It would not have been right. This deserves its own post, its own video, and its own respect. So I just want to say it all right here. Right here, right now in this form. Thank you. Thank you for 18 years. Thank you for the joy and the clutch moments and the easing Packer fans' fears. Thank you for carrying the load for so long. Thank you for simply smiling even when the media treats you so wrong and arrogantly sees you being below some of your inferior peers. Thank you for being that bad man that we all love. Thank you for making it easy for the Packers to rise above. Any moment when our backs are against the wall, the man gives us his all and truly shows everyone in the league what he's made of. Come September, he'll be wearing a different shade of green and a different number as well. It'll be quite the scene. He's in the AFC East, and boy, will he feast on Dolphins, Patriots, and Bills, and some other teams in between. In closing, I want to end this epistolatory rhyme with one last line of gratitude that's absolutely sublime. Without any delay, I really want to say thank you, Aaron Rodgers, for being the greatest of all time. I'm you know, I was prepared for this for months, to be honest. I was prepared for this during the tail end of this past season. But even when it happens, it's hard. It is hard. The year before, I think people said, well, he needs to hang it up. We need to move on from him. That wasn't the time. That was not the time. This past year was. And it was not hard for me to admit this is not the same man. I think, to be honest. The wear and tear of him having to carry a lot of the load damn near on his own. And him shouldering a lot of the unfair blame, and also the higher office not really helping him out. It finally got to him. He had been smiling through it for a while, but I think it finally got to him. And he finally just ran out of gas. We saw performances that weren't like the GOAT that we know. I have no problem saying this because I've seen it. But at least in his last few games with us, there was an attempt at a run-the-table reboot. There was. And it really looked good. Everything was going right for the Packers, and we were winning games left and right. Now, a lot of them were against like bottom of the barrel, borderline ham and eggers, but you got to beat who's on the schedule. That's how that goes. And he was pulling it off, and that included what would be his last running touchdown. I always say I love seeing that man run. He can move. Now, he was getting older, so he couldn't really move as much, but he was running. You know, to me, that final year with us, it's like seeing the Undertaker in his last few matches. You know, he even when it appears like he's not the man of old because of age and time being undefeated. There's still some moments where he still got it. And Rodgers, even with the sputtering, those glimpses were there. Finally, he came up short at home against the Lions. Even so, I took that elimination much better than the one in the divisional playoff. Because to me, in that divisional playoff, I don't think Rodgers is even trying. He was trying in that game against Detroit. He was. And of course, there was that moment. It was him and Cobb weaving arm in arm together. We knew then. We knew then that that was it. We knew then that was the end. That's a curtain call. I'm a wrestling fan. I know a curtain call when I see one. So yeah, the era is over. 18 years though. He didn't start with us until '08. And then his first postseason was '09, and then 2010. That was the year. Very magical year. We really had to run the table then because um, we never had a home game. Technically, we were the home team in the Super Bowl, but that was in Jerry World. I'll always treasure those many moments. Super Bowl 45, the clutch comebacks, the many times he would go to Dallas and win. Uh, owning the Bears and loudly projected it. um, the run to table in 2016, winning six straight, going from 4-6 to nearly making the Super Bowl, and of course, he's the king of the Hail Mary. I'll never forget that. Honestly, as great as when that Super Bowl was, that first one, I don't think any. That's not gonna top. Nothing's gonna top that because for a long time I thought Hail Marys were possible. Then I see this guy, and he made like I think three of them. He was just chucking them out and just nailed them like it was nothing, like they were short passes. But yeah, I was ready for for Rodgers' era to be done. But when it happened, I'll be on. When it happened, I'll be honest. It still was quite a thing to get through because it's real. He's moved on. It's fine. Well, it finally became official because that trade really happened. Like started like about a few weeks ago. But the Packers want to make sure we got all the right pieces together. I think we did. We got a first for this year, and we got among other things, we got a first from this year, a higher first of this year, and we got a second from next year that could become a first if Rodgers plays enough. From the second from next year, right? So I was ecstatic at the haul we got. I think we got a big haul. We could build around Jordan Love. I think Jordan Love's ready. He's been sitting, waiting, learning like Rodgers did in Favre's last years. Who knows? We might have a third generational talented quarterback in a row. Now that's very rare because it's rare to have two. And we had that with Favre and Rodgers back to back, 30 straight years. Could Jordan Love be three in a row, the third one in a row? We don't know. We'll we'll get a glimpse when the new season starts. But it's his time now. It's his time now. All I have to say is I really enjoyed watching Rodgers with our colors out there, out there, just doing what he does best. The man's a tactician. He's part magician. He's he's immensely anal retentive, which helps him because I feel like you ever see these kind of like science fiction or these type of movies where the genius is thinking of something and you see all sorts of math equations out in front of it, like if I take x squared and multiply it by the square root of this, that, and the other. I seriously think that's Rogers when he's standing to throw a pass. Okay, this, and this, and then he just throws it and it all works. it's it's just amazing. No one does it. No one does it better. I'm dead serious. I've said that for years. No one does it better. No one. No one does it better than the man. That's why he's been called the bad man. That's why I think he's the true undisputed GOAT, because he does it all. He does it all, and he's done it with he's done it with not much with him. And honestly, I think with the Jets will probably kick some ass with him. I really do. Even though he is, even though he is aging, he'll be 40. He'll be 40 this upcoming season. This upcoming December, he'll be 40 years old. But he could do it. He could do it. I think the Jets will at least be a wild card, if not AFC East champions, with it. I really do. And this is in a This is in a now stacked AFC, but I think he can do it. Jets are gonna kick a lot of ass with him. We're in number 8. Yeah, he's gonna wear number 8 because 12's retired by you know who. Though I did read that he did give Rodgers' blessing to wear 12, but Rodgers decided to take number 8. He didn't because 12 is kind of sacred with the Jets. I mean, Broadway Joe Namath. But I'm gonna enjoy watching with the Jets, and when that moment comes and they face the Packers, that's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be very interesting. So I just wanted to share my vocal thoughts on Rodgers moving on, and everything I said, the rhyme I said, it's actually a poem I wrote on vocal, which is a top story. It'll be in the description below. Check it out. And I just want to say one more time, thanks, Rodgers. You brought joy to a lot of Packer fans, myself included.